Hi, welcome to another episode of Lincoln to Local. I'm Macy Hedges with Oklahoma Farm Bureau, and I'm joined by our Vice President of Public Policy and Media Relations, John Collison. John, talk to us a little bit about what's going on at the Capitol and what we see coming up this next week.
Yeah, Macy, it's a wild time at the Capitol right now. We have two bills that are out there that are really important, and our members have been calling on. HJR 1006, which is the Right to Farm bill. That bill should be coming up here any day now. We hope to see it Monday of next week. We still encourage people to call. There's still overwhelming support for that bill, but it's got a long ways to go. We've seen a lot of people weighing in now on why we need this bill. So it's a bill that we're still working on at the Capitol. One of the other ones that's getting a lot of noise and getting a lot of discussion in the papers and around the state of Oklahoma is HJR 1092. Which is the storm shelter bill. This is a very sensitive issue, obviously, because it's about children and about storm shelters here in the state of Oklahoma. We at the Farm Bureau are all for storm shelters and always have been. We were the ones that went out last year and built storm shelters on the ground, raised personal dollars, private dollars, went out and put a storm shelter in. The problem with this bill that we see today is it's an ad valorem tax increase above the constitutional cap. Now, I know we all want storm shelters for our kids, but 90% of the schools today can already go out and build these storm shelters in the state if they wanted to. There's millions of dollars that sit out there in a rainy day fund. There's millions of dollars that sit out there in the United Way Fund was on record this week saying they still have money they need to spend. The shelter program for the state of Oklahoma still has $1.3 million sitting in there. You know, I get in trouble every time I talk about the museum money or the unclaimed property funds, and it's not about the museum. It's that if we're willing to go in and use unclaimed property funds, maybe this is an emergency situation. Maybe we should double that unclaimed property fund and go in there and pull money out of there also to fund these school shelter programs. There is millions of dollars that sit out there today that could be spent right now. This bill would take at least a year and a half to even get $1, to even get a vote to the people, and then it breaks our constitutional cap. So I, again, implore our people, call your senators, talk to them, tell them we have a constitutional cap on ad valorem for a reason. You know, we got farmers and ranchers in western Oklahoma that haven't had a crop in 3 years. If we go in and raise their taxes, again, I know it's a just cause, but so are teacher pay raises, so are lunchrooms down the road. There's a reason we have a constitutional cap on ad valorem taxes in the state of Oklahoma. While it's an admirable way to try to fund it, let's spend the money that's already out there. It's truly an emergency. Let's go out and spend those dollars and get storm shelters on the ground now.
Great. Talk a little bit about how effective our members can be when they talk to the legislators.
It's why we are effective. Unless our members call in, we lose our voice. Our members have to call in. Call your senator. Call the Senate Switchboard, ask them to vote no on 1092. Again, it's not about storm shelters. It's about, do we want to go out one time and break for the next 5 years the ability to break the constitutional cap on raising property taxes and then spend the next 25 years paying that bond indebtedness off? We don't think it's a good idea. There's other bills that out there we don't think are a good idea also. 90% of our schools today are already in the process of building schools as safe rooms. Our schools love our children. That's their number one priority, is to protect them. They're doing it today. We don't need to break our constitutional cap to go out there and fund storm shelters in the future.